This whole thing is geared toward women, one, because I'm a woman and I understand that walk very well, but also because I do think we're still massively underserved and massively misunderstood, and I want a space where women can feel okay and good being their full selves. I want you to be able to scream. I want you to be able to be frustrated and mad and all of the emotions. I don't want it to just have to be like bright and happy, making everyone feel good around you. I want this to be a place where you can sit in the shit and feel okay and good about doing that. So I've gotten questions in the past about whether this is a TCM, traditional Chinese medicine program, or if it's Western medicine based. And it's both. So TCM has been around for thousands of years. So although we say we don't really fully understand how acupuncture works or all the things, I mean, we do. There's a lot of articles about it. But even though it seems a little bit more like esoteric or woo-woo, whatever, it has been tried and true over thousands of years, which is a lot longer than Western medicine has been alive. Now, that doesn't mean that Western medicine doesn't have beautiful tried and true things about it, but TCM is inherently lower stakes. So we're taking a lot of those lower stakes practices, tools, herbs, etc. We're starting there, and then we can incorporate higher stakes things as we go on. But we want to know, can we just do low stakes and that works? Or do we have to move on to something that's a little bit higher amplitude? So, and when I say low and high amplitude, it basically just means something that is harmless versus something that may have downstream effects or side effects. And there are high amplitude herbs, there are high amplitude practices within TCM, so they do exist, but here we're trying to use the low amplitude ones, start there with more traditional practices. This just helps with confusing the body just a little bit less. So it's taking away some of the confusion, and it's, again, letting us see where the terrain is at its base and then going from there. So we want to organize these TCM tools in a way that respects their history, but also understands all the nuances of today's world. So we're here for positive growth of the mind, the body, and the spirit. We are not trying to run away from the unknown. We're trying to embrace the unknown. We're trying to run toward it as much as possible with open arms. Complexity, which there's a lot of in the world that we live in, but complexity compounds over time. So the longer you live with complexity, especially in illness that is chronic, it does compound over time. It doesn't necessarily get better if you're just adding and adding and adding, or you're not doing anything about it. So the whole purpose here is hopefully that we can get rid of some of that complexity so that it's not compounding over time, and we can save you 10x, 20x, whatever x of time just because you started now. Another big theme of this program and this group is being comfortable in our dark parts and not having to be happy and jolly and whatever else emotion the world tells us that we constantly have to be. You don't always have to have a smile. You don't always have to be in the best mood. It is okay to sit in darkness and to be angry and to be sad and to be frustrated and to have all the emotions. And that's honestly the only way that you can really heal, is to really feel those and to really allow yourself to be those in the moment and then let them go. So that's something that we also like to hopefully give you space to feel, is the darkness of life. so that you can really see the light when you see it. So yeah, not everything has to be light and happy all the time. In fact, it never is. There's always the yin and the yang. There's always darkness. There's always light. It's always there. But within this group, it is a safe space to open up to some of the darkness that exists and express it, and hopefully feel really held when you do so, and know that that is pushing you one step closer to the best version of yourself. Finally, I wanted to mention that this is not evergreen content, so this whole process and all the modules, all the videos, even, the ones you see here, this grows with the community. So as you guys engage and ask questions, I will update the videos. I will add new ones on topics that you guys really want to hear about. So if there ever is something that you have a question about and it's maybe a little bit more in depth, and I decide, okay, yeah, let's just do a video on that, I will just add that to the program so it's there. But this is not something where you just join it, you pay for it once and then the videos never change and you just have them for like a lifetime. This is something where it evolves and changes. Thank you for listening to this one. It might have been long, so we'll see if I chop it up. But I will see you in the next vault video.